And talking about schools on a more serious matter now, they are thinking of bringing in metal detectors in high schools in Jamaica because of the level of, the fighting wagwan and the type of weapon them kids are bringing to school. Because in the past month, the amount of fight we are going and kids even die at school. You shouldn't send your kid to school. You understand? Wondering if he or she will make it home because they thought that, because they could have been killed by someone at school. Yeah? It's unfortunate, but all of these have to be attacked. And I'm going to speak today on mentoring, and that may help us see the light in that aspect. So those are my Blazing News headline today. And of course, what happened in New York today with the explosion in the subway. And there are no security cameras in that part of the subway, so nobody can tell who. Them can't tell where I'm there. Them can't tell where I'm come off because there's no camera down there. So those are my top 5 Blazing News headlines. Big up to the winners of Boys and Girls Champs. Will Smith being banned for 10 years. Kids bringing edibles to school. The thought of possible metal detectors because of the type of weapons that are going into school now, and 5, the bombing in NYC. So that is the Blazing News headlines, brought to you by More Fire, Smoke and Herbal Tea Blends. All right. So let me see what some of the comments are saying. Yes, we have Juicy. That was extreme for the fact that they do nothing to the pedophilia in their academy. Okay, wow. Who sit on their board? I don't know about that. Metal detectors are always present. Yeah, metal detectors are already present, but not at all schools. There aren't metal detectors in all schools in Jamaica. They're thinking of increasing it. Does anyone know, are there metal detectors in every school in Jamaica already? Because I could be wrong. I'm not there. But to my understanding, there aren't metal detectors everywhere. So some school, they're thinking of expanding it. Of course, you can call me here, 954-289-8589 or 954-621-3660. The latter is the WhatsApp, +1 954-621-3660, +1 954-621-3660. And you can discuss with me any of these Blazing New headlines. Of course, if you call from yard, you win back the data plan anyway. So, you automatically win it just for calling in. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna play some music out into the next break, and hopefully you guys join me back for discussing these matters, because everyone should have an opinion on anything that's going on. Okay. You should always have educated opinions, or at least opinions will make sense. Again, thanks for joining the Raw Blaze show. We have a wonderful show for you today. If you want to learn about mentoring and how you can be a part of a mentorship program and how mentoring changes or molds the future, please stay tuned, because I have a wonderful guest coming to talk to you today. So let us give this one a try. We're gonna play someone recommended this song, so we're gonna play this. It's called Positions by Ariana Grande. Okay, we have all kind of people who listen to the show, you understand? Some nice, some stush, some broke out, you understand? So this is Positions by Ariana Grande.
Heaven sent you to me. I'm just hoping I don't beat history. Boy, I'm trying to meet your mama on Sunday, to make a lot of love on Monday. Never need no one else, babe, 'cause I'll be switching the positions for you. Being in the kitchen and I'm in the bedroom. I don't need a lift, they say I'm perfect through. I'm my love, and then nothing I wouldn't do, but I won't do. Switching for you, perfect.
Of course, this one will take us to the break, but when we come back, make sure you call to talk about their Blazing News headlines here on the Raúl Blaze Show on Streaming Hub Radio.
So boy, I'm trying to meet your mama on Sunday, to make a lot of on Monday. Never need no one else, babe, 'cause I'll be.
Welcome from Jamaica.
in a little tin car. Tasty cheese. And the old to the young, them love that cheese, yeah. In a little tin car. Tasty cheese. Can't stay home if we not have tasty cheese. Can't hold a vibe if we not have tasty cheese. Easter, I come me have to have tasty cheese. Family, I link up me have to have tasty cheese. Oh yeah, all a little vibe with the sound, a little vibe. All a little vibe and thing, yeah. All the vibes with the family this Easter with tasty cheese.
Montano, Dexter Dax, Casper Band, Spice,
and Ding Dong Ravers.
The greatest Caribbean lineup ever.
July 15th, 16th, and 17th, featuring Marshall Montano, Casper Band, Dexter Dax, Spice, and Ding Dong Ravers.
The vacation of vacations, all inclusive. Prices go up every week. Book now at brtweekend.com. That's brtweekend.com.
Our family and friends are a big part of who we are. They are our biggest supporters and confidants, and our source of bellyfuls of laughter.
And when it comes to keeping you connected, Western Union is here to make it safer and easier with their digital services. Now your family and friends overseas can send you money without leaving home by using the Western Union app or westernunion.com. Just visit gkmsonline.com to register and share your banking details with your sender to start receiving funds directly to your bank account, so you don't have to leave home to collect. Grace Kennedy Money Services, home of Bill Express, FX Trader, and Western Union, doing our part to help you stay safe.
Your daily habits can make or break you. And the best way to have healthy habits is with intent. More Fire is the herbal tea and smoke blend provider ready to fit into your routine. More Fire creates signature blends of powerful teas and natural smoking herbs that aid in healing and nourishing the body day after day. Ditch your unhealthy habits and become a better you with More Fire. More Fire. Enhance your daily ritual with intent.
Hi guys, I'm Camila Cabello.
Don't speak, no, don't try. It's been a secret for the longest time. Don't run, no, don't hide. Been running from it for the longest time. So many mornings I woke up confused. In my dreams I do anything I want to you. My emotions are naked, they're taking me out of my mind. Right now I'm shameless, screaming my lungs out for you.
All right, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. All right, so let us get into moving the waistline now before I drop back into the topic. Okay, let's go. All right, guys, welcome back to the Raúl Blaze Show with me, your host, Raúl Blaze, here on Streaming Hub Radio. If you're here on Instagram or if you're hearing my voice from wherever you are and you actually want to see me, or if you're on Instagram and it goes out, just click on the link in my bio and you may see me live and direct from YouTube. Today's topic is mentoring the youth for positive tomorrow. Our guest is going to be Mr. Holmes Lewis, who he is the CEO of Mentivity. He's going to tell you what Mentivity is all about and tell us how we can be involved in mentoring to have a better tomorrow. I never really had a mentor when I was growing up, but I knew that I had to try to break a cycle. I didn't grow up well off. A lot of people may see me on social media and believe that I had a great life. A lot of us, you can't look at someone and tell their story, but I portray that type of person apparently. But I didn't grow up with any kind of privileges at all. Of course, I grew up in a single parent household, and I knew that the way things were, that's not how I wanted things to be forever. I didn't want to keep on. I didn't want to keep on experiencing the worries that I was going through as a child. So I knew that I had to work hard. Not everyone can be their own mentors. People need mentorship and mentors to help them cross the line per se, and that is very important today. So let me know, guys. We're talking about the 4 issues today. We're talking about boys and girls champs. We're talking about Will Smith. We're talking about the other was that students who are taking edibles to school, metal detectors, and also the bomb, that the explosion in New York City. My Instagram is not doing well now because possible because of the music in the background, this one, but I'm gonna come on very soon again. We are going to have, as I said before, 2 guests today. So if you want to learn something about mentorship or about, music, you can tune in and listen. So let's start from the top. Boys and girls champs. So the number to call is 954-289-8589, 954-289-8589, 954-289-8589, extension 203, 954-289-8589, extension 203. Now, Edwin Allen and Kingston College did a great job, right? And we have, speaking of mentorship, we have some young students who are coming through in track and field. And it's going to take some mentorship because a lot of times we have some very, very talented athletes, but they don't make it to a certain level because sometimes when the athlete them come foreign, them get workout and burnout, you understand? And some of them, without the right supervision, they don't really follow through with their training. But we hope that our athletes keep on. Because can you imagine if Jamaica has the quality of stars we have now, both males and females, but especially the female side? Can you imagine if we have a team of a healthy Tina Clayton, a healthy Tia Clayton, a healthy Brianna Liston, a healthy Serena Cole, all of these young women, if we have a healthy team like that going into moving to the adult level, the professional level, nobody can beat we. And records would be under some serious pressure because those girls are running. Now, again, let's talk about Will Smith. The number to call is 954-289-8589, 954-289-8589, 954-289-8589, extension 203. Or if you're calling from abroad, 954-621-3660, 954-621-3660. Do you believe 10 years was excessive? Was 10 years excessive for what he did? I don't know if this will affect him possibly winning because the Oscars are already political. So even if he gets nominated within the next 10 years, and he should win per se based on his acting, he may not win because of the politics involved. You have to be very careful when it comes to this. He has accepted the 10 years and he's all humble about it. But what do you think? Was that too excessive as a charge? Do you believe it was excessive? Let me know. Of course, you can drop your comments here on Instagram or in the chat or on YouTube. And the next topic we want to talk about is, why am I laughing with the edibles? and because that's the kind of idea you get when you eat edibles, you kind of get laughy. So imagine them pitting at the class and them bust out a laugh and the teacher can't know what them a laugh about because them get some edibles, banana chips, or some edibles, grater cake or drops or something in the back of the class and laugh, But they would have to have dogs to sniff out the edibles from the students and bad because Pitney always a munch on something. We're always munching on something in schools, but you can't tell if are edibles. You understand? So let me know what's your opinion. What's your opinion on that? And we're gonna have increased numbers of metal detectors in schools in Jamaica, and it's very sad. We have to find ways to kind of to stem this. mentoring is a good way because you see where the youth are going in the wrong direction. You try to steer them back in the right one. So this is the one. Everyone has to be a part of mentorship. If you come from a community, a volatile community, right? Or you come a certain area, went to a certain school, and you can see that there are kids there who need the right path. You can volunteer yourself as a mentor, you know. You understand? You can volunteer yourself as a mentor because a lot of times we see ourselves in younger children, and we see the path that we would have taken if you weren't steered either by someone or by your own mind or your own volition. You understand? So we need all of us, more of us need to be involved in mentoring because this is the only way to kind of direct, our youth in the right path. Because we cannot continue this way. We always wait until something big happen, like a big fight happen and a child dies in school. Then we start talk about it. But we have to always plan. We have to have a sustainable plan. You understand? For work on cutting down the level of crime and violence in the country. It has to start with the kids in school. That's it start, How you going to start from the top? You can't start from the top. You have to start at the bottom, and that is the way you're gonna stem it. Okay. It was reported that they are having pill parties at schools, such as Molly. You know what I can't, but I do. Molly. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. But what do you guys think on Instagram, on YouTube? You can comment if you want to. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You can comment. What do you think about have you ever been involved in mentorship before? Do you have an experience in mentoring? What are some of the ways you believe we can have how can we influence your kids now to move in the right direction? How can we deter people from getting to fights? And so how can we help people to be their better selves? These are the questions you ask when it comes to mentorship. And one of the problems in schools we have to address is that not every child was meant to be an academic. We kind of have this idea, or a long time idea, where your parents will have become doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, but not every child. We learn differently. And more so, I knew that when I was in school, but when I became a teacher, I realized that every child now go on be an academic. Some people are just better at their hands, you understand? And back in the day, if somebody said them want to do dressmaking or tailoring to become a designer, your parents would have cuss you and say, no, you have to go do your maths, English, and so on. So of course you have to do those basic subjects. But not everyone is gonna want to go in that direction. You understand? You have some kids who love sports, and of course you have to have your academics to drop back on. But you can still encourage your sports. You have people who want to perform in arts, who are better actors and dancers and singers. So of course you have to have a central educational system. But then the school system has to cater for kids who aren't academically focused. Not because they don't want to, but because that's not their strength. So we have to try to facilitate all kind of kids, especially creatives. This is a way where we can get more participation and improve behavior, because kids behave bad when they believe that they're forced. As the guy said, I was forced. When kids believe that they're forced into something, they tend to act out. So we need to have, along with mentoring programs, we need to have a school system wherein their strengths have to be addressed and work on them. Have a central school system where everybody have to do the main subjects, but you have to divide the school in different parts, and that's why we have to invest more in education. When you hear money I'm missing from Ministry of Education, it hurt me to the core. I'm gonna record some of these clips of the shows and post them like a 1 minute bite. So you guys can see the main part. You guys can see the main part, and you can share them with your friend to watch the show, because I believe when I ask a suggestion today, someone say I should get the clips. I should get clips of the show, the heated part, and post it. So I'm gonna record the heated part, and I'm gonna share them with you guys. So thanks for your feedback. But yes, we have to have a type of system where we cater for all the strengths of students. Okay, so we're going to go for a quick break and we will be right back on the Raúl Blaze Show. Remember to call, All right, yeah.
Make or break you. And the best way to have healthy habits is with intent. More Fire is the herbal tea and smoke blend provider ready to fit into your routine. More Fire creates signature blends of powerful teas and natural smoking herbs that aid in healing and nourishing the body day after day. Ditch your unhealthy habits and become a better you with More Fire. More Fire. Enhance your daily ritual with intent.
Welcome from Jamaica in a little tin called Tasty Cheese. And the old to the young, them love that cheese, yeah. In a little tin called Tasty Cheese. Can't stay home if we not have tasty cheese. Can't hold a vibe if we not have tasty cheese. Easter, I come me have to have tasty cheese. Family, I link up me have to have tasty cheese. Oh yeah, all a little vibe with the sound, a little vibe. All a little vibe and thing, yeah. All our vibes with the family this Easter with Tasty Cheese.
Let's do this. Right. So yeah, Ramo.
Yeah.
Well, fix me up. Ready, guys?
The girls and rise, Marshall right by your side. With the dance, I am favorite prize. Party don't want to step inside the club. We ready, we got on it over. We up in here.
Yeah, let them never rush me. What the hell is that? When they see me in the place,
Yeah.
party done. Hold up, see, girl, and I'm smash it. Move it down and then we slash it. Give it when we drunk, pull away, and smash it. Give no water, they can't pass sessions.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Raúl Blaze Show. It's me, of course. I love soca music, so you're gonna hear some soca music when I am on. Yes, so we're talking about mentorship and things we can do to I don't want to direct, to help, to assist our young people in moving in the right direction. The thing is, what we've always, children are our biggest resources. What I mean by that, we have a system and a history and a legacy and culture of saying that students or children should be seen and not heard. So by doing that, we haven't tapped into the opinions. Whether someone, I mean, minus being rude, a child or student should be able to express his or her emotions, fears, anxieties, all kind of emotions. They should be allowed to speak them freely. Just because we have a system where we don't allow students and children to talk, but we have to listen, because children are human beings, they are human beings. They are human beings, and their opinions and their emotions matter, right? I remember posting this clip with this young girl selling somewhere, and the guy who came there antagonize a little girl, and the little girl say, "I know that far. If you want a better price, go buy a so and so." You understand? And a person who sell it for that not there, and people thought that little girl was rude. She never rude. She was rude. She was defending herself. People look past the fact that she was being antagonized by an adult person. And people say she big because she had, and she wasn't rude. She was also looking to see if her grandparent or her parent was coming. You understand? So we have to ensure that we have an open space where children can speak their minds. And I said not being rude, but they can speak their minds, because when you buckle things up inside you, of course, them explode. So we should have open spaces where children can express themselves, talk about their feelings, their emotions, their happiness, their sorrows, their sadness, their anxieties, their depression. But we don't have that. And this is where mentorship also comes in, because a mentor can provide that space and provide that ear for that child to speak freely and to listen to that child. You have to cater to the emotions of young people. You can't just pretend that they don't exist, because they are an important part, and they will represent. They are the future, to be cliche. So they have to be able to express themselves from a younger age, so that by the time they become adults, it's nothing new. Get what I'm saying? Yes, so mentorship is extremely important, and I think you should find out in your area, how can you participate? How can you, some simple things, you do a lot of schools have story reading programs, where you can go and read a story to the kids them. You know what I'm saying? There are different programs. If you are a doctor per se, and you went to a certain school or you lived in a certain community, go back there if you have time. If you have time, go back there, get some of your colleagues. You understand? Do a little science program, Do a little something. If you are a person who became a successful hairstylist or cosmetologist, go in the area, you understand? Teach a girl them how to do hair. Talk to them. What upon your mind, What go on? You all right? You know how you feel today, how you feel yesterday. Let speaking one's mind, let a child speak in his or her mind be something normal. Normalize it, Tell them that, hey, you are respected, you're loved, because enough people know them loved. Because of this transgenerational, you see black people and poor people, we have had to focus on so many things that we haven't been able to focus on love. Yes, we've loved our children and our parents have loved us per se, but we have so much prior trauma that we haven't been able to say it. A lot of parents, you'd be surprised to know how many kids, maybe in our age group or when we were children, are growing up now, they've never heard "I love you" from their parents. And it's not because their parents don't love them. You understand? It's not because their parents don't love them, but because of this generational emotional baggage that some parents are taking on themselves. Because their parents never had someone to talk to. So they have all these bottled up. So sometimes when we are children, we forget that our parents and adults forget that children are human beings, and sometimes children forget that their parents and teachers are human beings. We all have things going through which weren't addressed in our childhood. And that is where mentorship can provide an emotional space for one to talk freely and to believe that I am a person who is contributing to society, and my thoughts, my emotions, my fears, my love, they matter. You understand? We have to, someone said, you have talk, Raúl, you have back to Pen Pals writing club. Of course, you can have Pen Pal writing clubs, of course, But we have to facilitate our children and our young people in molding the future. And we have to be able to identify kids who teachers know them, their parents know them, kids who may be looking to go the wrong path in terms of discipline and may end up going into crime or whatever. We have to find that way. You understand? So whenever you provide an emotional space for a child to speak his or her mind, whenever you provide a space for a child to focus on his or her skill or talent, you understand? Whenever you facilitate this by funding or just human resources, you have less kids who are left idle. You have less kids who believe that they don't have a choice but to go and be involved in something in the community. You understand? We are good. We as adults are good at seeing talent in young people. We're good enough. You say, see somebody and hear them talk and say, him smarty, man, or she can run, man, or she can do look here. Nurture that. Nurture these talents. Nurture these talents and fill them with positive reinforcement. Remind that they are loved. Remind them that they are loved. Pay attention to them whenever they act out. Sometimes when students act out, instead of beating them and cuss them, see, there's a problem. They're trying to communicate something with you. Every time a child act out. They are trying to communicate something, but they don't know how to communicate it because that kind of communication was not facilitated, not at school and not in them house. So these are the spaces that we should occupy as adults, as a positive reinforcement for young people. If you're not involved in mentorship, mentorship doesn't mean you have to physically go somewhere. You can be there for someone. You can have a page dedicated to expressing emotions, a page dedicated to talents. You understand? So if you are an adult and you're successful, if you deem yourself successful in any way, you can mentor someone. You can mentor someone. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect to mentor someone. You don't have to be perfect to advise someone. Most of the times, it's those of us who have been damaged before who are best to give advice. When I was in high school, I had very, very low self-esteem. Me dey long and me maga, me dey like one giraffe. Me foot them just a knock, not knee, but me foot them just long and maga, alright? And me just have low self-esteem. But then I grew, and then my self-esteem high now, but I grew, and then I realized that some of the things that I was insecure about, teenagers will always have insecurities, but some of the things that I thought about myself, some of the bad things, they weren't true. It was my mind. You understand? So if you are a person who had that kind of low self-esteem and you can identify it in some way in someone, you can reinforce them. Because nothing talk to you more than your mind, so when you are young. You understand? And awkward and believe so belong. You understand? So you take it out upon this and take it out upon that. We can't solve the problems of adulthood at adulthood. We can't just keep on arrest or send out arrest warrant or try people and put them in a prison to change. We have to start from young. We have to have a wide scale. Chris Cobb says, not excessive. He assaulted someone and wasn't charged criminal. In most jobs, he would have been fired. Regarding the Will Smith, thank you for that. He said, not excessive. I agree. Unless Chris again is saying, I agree. My mother never told us she loved us when growing up. I broke that cycle with my son. I let him know he must speak up because he is his best advocate. I love that. You are your best advocate. No one can speak for a child. A child has to speak for himself, So unless we start allowing kids to speak for themselves, we won't know how they feel because I guess we're not psychic. You understand? We're not psychic. Yeah, I see our guest is lining up here. I'm gonna wait until I come back over the next break, Mr. Holmes Lewis. Before I bring you on, so we're talking about mentorship here, and we have someone who can give us great information on that when we come back from this break. But guys, I want you guys to be there for someone. Someone just said they are their best advocates, and it's only by attacking the problems and listening to young people and directing them in the right directions for use of words that we can solve the problems. You can't solve problems from the top. You have to solve them from the bottom. So if you are from a particular community in Jamaica or whichever Caribbean island you're from, and you see you have anything positive to contribute, you do not have to be perfect. If you have one positive thing to contribute, you can go back in your community, start a little reading program, start a little expressive. Students, young people express themselves in art too. Most of them, because of the whole hormones and things, they will not say what they're going through, but they will write it. They will draw it. They will express it in the way that they seem best. Okay, so we have to break that cycle again. As I said, we have to start telling our kids that we love them, because we can't continue that generational cycle. Our parents were too busy. They loved us, but from their trauma, they weren't able to tell us, hey, I love you. So you have to break that, and you have to let young people know that they're loved, because if they don't think they're loved, they're going to find love somewhere else. And sometimes where they find love is in hate and crime and violence. So let us try to do all we can to do that. We're going to go for a break at 6. course. And then when we come back, we're going to speak to Mr. Sayce Holmes Lewis. But yes, stay tuned for the show and make sure you call. I'm going to give the numbers out again. 954-289-8589, extension 203. 954-289-8589, extension 203. If you're here in North America, 954-621-3660. That's the WhatsApp to call if you are outside of North America. So stay tuned. I'll be right back here on the Raúl Blaze Show.
Hi, this is Janet Jackson.
Hi, this is Usher.
The Hub. Click, watch, listen, chat. Michelle Montano, Dexter Daps, Casper Band, Spice,
And Ding Dong Raver.
the greatest Caribbean lineup ever.
July 15th, 16th, and 17th. Featuring Marshall Montano, Kester Band, Dexter Daps, Spice, and Ding Dong Raver.
The vacation of vacations. All inclusive. Prices go up every week. Book now at brtweekend.com. That's brtweekend.com.
Welcome from Jamaica in a little tin called Tasty Cheese. And the old to the young, them love that cheese, yeah. In a little tin called Tasty Cheese. Can't stay home if we not have tasty cheese. Can't hold a vibe if we not have tasty cheese. Easter, I come me have to have tasty cheese. Family, I link up me have to have tasty cheese.
Oh yeah, all a little vibe with the sound, a little vibe, all a little vibe and thing, yeah.
All our vibes with the family this Easter with Tasty Cheese.
Send a top-up or plan to your loved ones in the Caribbean with Digicel International. For a limited time, use code HUBBRadio22 and get a $10 Amazon card. Remember, to send a top-up or plan, go to www.digicelinternational.com or download the Digicel International app. Digicel, the bigger data network.
Your daily habits can make or break you. And the best way to have healthy habits is with intent. More Fire is the herbal tea and smoke blend provider ready to fit into your routine. More Fire creates signature blends of powerful teas and natural smoking herbs that aid in healing and nourishing the body day after day. Ditch your unhealthy habits and become a better you with More Fire. More Fire. Enhance your daily ritual with intent.
Our family and friends are a big part of who we are. They are our biggest supporters and confidants, and our source of bellyfuls of laughter.
And when it comes to keeping you connected, Western Union is here to make it safer and easier with their digital services. Now your family and friends overseas can send you money without leaving home by using the Western Union app or westernunion.com. Just visit gkmsonline.com to register and share your banking details with your sender to start receiving funds directly to your bank account, so you don't have to leave home to collect. Grace Kennedy Money Services, home of Bill Express, FX Trader, and Western Union, doing our part to help you stay safe and connected to the world.
Listen to us anywhere.
At home, in my car, even at work, or when you...
Think I'm a bam bam. Look what's on Jamaican. With a different style, different fashion. You know?
The Raúl Blaze Show.
Nancy can't understand. One thing Nancy can't understand. What make them a talk about me ambition? So what make them a talk about me ambition? Come and say some of them a ask me where me get it from. So some of them a ask me where me get it from. I told them no, no, it's from creation.
All right, that is Sister Nancy. What a bam bam, and welcome back to the show, guys. Regardless of where you're watching from, wherever in the world, or whatever platform, whether it's with almost a WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere you are, thanks for joining me. Now, I have my very special guest, speaker, activist, CEO of Mentivity, Mr. Sayce Holmes Lewis. Thank you so much for being here with me, sir.
Yes, bro. What's good, man?
Yes. Thanks. Where are you right now?
I'm in London. Now. So yeah, I left the States on Saturday, so I'm back in London.
Okay, you made it back. You made it back safe. you had a little scare, right?
I'm on the mend, man. I'm on the mend.
Okay, awesome. So, first of all, I wanted to tell you have some Caribbean background, right? And my audience is predominantly Caribbean. So, tell us a little bit about your background.
So, both my grandparents are from Barbados and Jamaica. So, they came here as part of the Windrush generation. So in the 50s, the late 50s, they came to the UK to help rebuild the country. So I'm very, very proud of my Caribbean heritage. I often go to Barbados, been to Jamaica a couple of times, but as you know, Jamaicans are everywhere. So there's no one in Jamaica. Yeah, I don't get the full kind of family experience when I go to Jamaica, but Barbados I do. But I'm very, very proud of my heritage.
Okay, awesome. And now you reside in the UK, right?
Yeah. Since birth. But you know, my Caribbean culture was ingrained in us from a young age.
Okay. And do you go across the Atlantic? You're sometimes here in the States.
Yeah.
Does work being a speaker, being an activist, being a CEO for Mentivity, does that take you across the pond, as they say?
Yeah, it has done. I did some work last week whilst I was in Brooklyn, in New York. Just supporting some young people in Brooklyn, just giving my time and just doing some goal setting, aspirational sessions for the young people. So yeah, that's what I do. But my work takes me everywhere. I do a lot of work in Kenya, Uganda. I've been to Barbados doing a lot of relief work there, and working with the Barbados FA, and providing opportunities for young people to get into professional football in the UK. So yeah, it takes me across the world.
Yes, and this man is involved in so many things. And man's at football and activism and mentoring and all these things. Where do you find time to do everything?
I ask myself that question every single day. But I'm just passionate about my community and passionate about people and supporting people along their journey of life, whether they're young, old, but especially young people. I'm very, very passionate about young people. And I heard you speaking about mentorship early on. And without that mentorship and that support from people in my community, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. So I'm so passionate about supporting people.
Okay, awesome. And tell me, how did you get involved in activism? What made you, what sparked that interest? Did you have any personal experience, or what got you into that direction?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've always been a bit of a rebellious person from a young age. That's how I am. I think that's definitely the Jamaican in me.
Yeah, the Maroons. Yes.
Rebel since birth, but it stems from an encounter I had with a police officer at the age of 14, where I was assaulted by a metropolitan police officer in the UK, just coming back home from school. And it was something that stayed with me for a long time, for like 24 years. And I've always been kind of anti-establishment, but in the last 2-3 years, I've really been pushing against the police and really the status quo and the establishment in terms of how they continue to oppress us. But I've always been this rebellious person, but I've just really found my voice in the public and been, found the confidence to actually speak up and stand up for our rights.
Okay, awesome. And since you've been, I'm going to get to Mentivity soon, but since you've been doing activism and speaking, you've mentioned some of the places that it's taken you. But what are some of the organizations with which you've been associated, work for, or been recognized by since you've?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. All my work is about collaboration and working in collaboration with, local schools, local authorities, government, but investment banks as well. Goldman Sachs is one of our major investment partners, and they really support us in terms of that activism. And they set up the Fund for Racial Equity after the murder of George Floyd.
Yes.
With one of the recipients alongside the Innocence Project, Your Rights, on Kaepernick. So we're really in kind of, really high esteemed organization. Mentivity's only been running 6 years, so for us to be part of that group is really like inspiration for me, just to know that our hard work has got us there. So we're just going to keep pushing with that. But we work closely with the police in terms of training the police as well around how to engage Black British people.
Yes,
because we've been oppressed continuously by them. My grandparents, my uncles, especially my father, that generation were really oppressed by the police and the government, and that's still happening today. So I actually train the police around search and how to engage positively with Black people, and that happened after a stop and search that happened 2 years ago now, during the first COVID lockdown.
So it not only happened when you weren't going to school, it happened after that.
Oh yeah. I've been stopped and searched over 30 times since I was 14. You call it stop and frisk in the USA, but routinely I get stopped, and all my work has been in the community. I've been working in the community for 23 years, but every time I get stopped by police officers, they call me a drug dealer. I'm in a high crime area. I look suspicious. All the same kind of, negative kind of connotations. But yeah, I just really took that opportunity 2 years ago and said, look, I'm not going to let you treat me like this anymore, and I'm going to stand up for myself because I've never been able to do it. So I really started focusing on learning, upskilling myself and my rights. And really, that stop and search that happened to me then, I just used that as a catalyst to drive change in my community, and I've been doing that ever since.
Wow, because I don't know how many people are aware, but the whole philosophy of policing is the foundations of it is by assuming that a darker person, is automatically a criminal, and that foundation hasn't really been challenged or attacked much since a long time, right? And how important it is to re-educate police, or to attack the root of the problem, because without attacking the root of the problem, it won't change, right?
Yeah, it won't. And to be honest, that's what I realized when that happened, that stop and search. They accused me of being a drug dealer, that I just made a drug deal. Literally, no, I just went into the store to get some dates to break my fast. It was Ramadan, and I'm like, I've got dates. I'm delivering food to people, and this is why they just dismissed it. So I just realized that I had to change if I wanted things to change. And after 24 years of frustration and anger, and I just hated the police, where I grew up, we don't like the police. So for me, I just realized that these were young people, and I had to educate them, and I'm a big man. So it was my time to educate them. I said in the video that I'm going to get you guys in a room, and I'm going to get you guys to pay me to educate you and how to talk and engage Black British people positively. So it's not, what my work is important, but I know it's just a surface level kind of program, because this is something that's ingrained in culture, but it's really good for other people to see, and it can inspire others to do more. So that's why I really push and do it.
Yes, and what are some of the things that people can do apart from just knowing your rights? What are some of the things that the average person can do to make sure that it's hard to make sure that their encounter with the police is better? But what can we do?
It's hard because when you think about it from an American's perspective, your policing and our policing are totally different. And it's very difficult for me to say, this is my coming from Britain. But I think it's so important to prepare our young people for these encounters. And that's what I do a lot of now, going to schools, a lot of advocacy for young people, and telling them, look, you need to know your rights, but you need to understand how to emotionally regulate yourself in these situations so that you don't become a target. And especially so in America. But we really need to integrate ourselves into the local systems, understanding and infiltrating the systems, so that when something does happen, we can challenge it from the inside out, and also as a collective action, which is so important. And a lot of these things that we do are in isolation and in response to something that happens, like a murder or police brutality. But we've got to be consistent. We've got to keep the pressure on them like they keep the pressure on us.
Yes. Guys, if you're here joining me, of course, I'm here talking to Sace Holmes Lewis, of our activist and CEO of Mentivity. If you have any questions, please, you can send your questions in right now or later on. 954-289-8589, 954-289-8589, extension 203. If you're calling from Yard, it's +1 954-621-3660, 954-621-3660. I have been stopped and searched whilst carrying my track and field starting blocks to training. Wow. Leroy, are you in the UK? I think you're in the UK. Of course, if you're joining us, guys, please share this live. I see you guys on Instagram, on YouTube, and also on the app right here. So make sure you drop your questions in. We're talking about mentoring the police and all of that good stuff. So Sace, tell me, in all, how long have you been involved in this? Because you said 24 years. You're not. Are you 24 years? How old are you?
I'm 39, but I've been working in this field for 23 years, and that came through football, through soccer in America. So literally, I really was passionate about playing professionally, and that's what got me working with young people. And it was that kind of work with young people that I realized that there was a lot of issues that they needed support with, and that's why I got into a lot of things that I'm doing now. And by following my passion and dedicating myself to it, I've been able to persevere, but also find opportunities in other areas. And that's how I founded Mentivity, because of that work I was doing for other people. but I didn't want to be directed by other people. I don't like to be told what to do. So I founded my own organization 6 years ago, and that was Mentivity, which is a play on words, mentoring activity. So we do a lot of work in our community in Southeast London, just seeing West Eddie's from South London as well. So South London, but across London and the UK, and obviously worldwide.
All right, guys. So, yes, he said he's from South London. You saw that. So, guys, we're gonna go for our break, and when we come back, we get more into mentivity. You know, find out what mentivity means and how understanding it, and see how because you guys may be the solution to some of the problems in your communities. Okay, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere, and share this live with your friends and family. The Raúl Blaze Show.
Make or break you, and the best way to have healthy habits is with intent. More Fire is the herbal tea and smoke blend provider, ready to fit into your routine. More Fire creates signature blends of powerful teas and natural smoking herbs that aid in healing and nourishing the body day after day. Ditch your unhealthy habits and become a better you with More Fire. More Fire, enhance your daily ritual with intent.
Cheese in the welcome from Jamaica. In a little tin called tasty cheese. And the old to the young, them love that cheese, yeah. In a little tin called tasty cheese. Can't stay home if we not have tasty cheese. Can't hold a vibe if we not have tasty cheese. Easter I come me have to have tasty cheese. Family I link up me have to have tasty cheese.
Oh yeah, all a little vibe with the sound, a little vibe. All a little vibe and thing, yeah.
All our vibes with the family this Easter with tasty cheese.
Good production. Good. Yeah.
Top girl. Yo, the need.
In a while, enough things to talk about. I'ma tell you about my new man. See it from Waterhouse. No baby girl, not a rumor. New man in my life. See me ring finger, yeah. Don't know why.
This is dedicated to all the ladies who are sharing that one special person.
What kind of car? M5 drop top, red leather inside. 2 lights.
Well, if we not share him, don't special, don't it?
Right weird, but that sound like my oh, hey. Tell where your man come from. New Kingston.
Which Kingston?
We messing with the same damn boy. Yeah. I swear I didn't know.
All right, enough of that. Ladies, I think you should, talk about the situation. Don't fight it out, all right? Yes. So we're back here with Mr. Holmes Lewis. Your name is pronounced Sace, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Sace. Yeah,
because someone asked me, when is Sauce gonna be on your show? I'm like, I'm like, what you call it? Jamaican people is gonna take your name. Jamaican people are gonna give you a name. So yeah.
Oh, trust me. Even when I go to Barbados, I get named. I've been called everything under the sun, so I'm used to it. But that was given to me by my Jamaican granddad.
Oh, yeah. What was the meaning behind it? Is it by somebody?
Anyone. So he never told anyone. He said it was from a book about the Bible, but never told anybody what it was. But I did some research and found out that it meant that someone that made knives back in Anglo-Saxon times over here. So it actually means knife. And I do a lot of work to prevent knife crime. So SAIS, that's what it was, knife in Anglo-Saxon language apparently. And SAIE is very common as a last name in Wales. So a lot of people have my name as their last name. So it's like the equivalent to like Smith. You were what you did back then. So
yes.
No other things around.
Wow, that is amazing. That's amazing. No, so before we went on the break, you were telling us about Mentivity. So tell us now, for someone who doesn't know, what is Mentivity?
So it's a mentoring organization and an alternative educational provision where we go into schools and do a lot of one-to-one mentoring with young people and try to supplement the education that they're receiving or not receiving in some schools, and try to really signpost them towards their passions, which is so important for them to navigate their away from negativity and also change their trajectory. So we really focus on using that passion, whether it's, sports, the music, the arts, education, being an entrepreneur. We really encourage them to follow their dreams, because a lot of young people are just feeling uninspired. We do a lot of teacher training as well. So we educate teachers on how to make it a more inclusive learning environment for young people. but also increasing their cultural capacity, which is important because in London we've got a massive Caribbean demographic, and going to schools we don't have the teachers to match. So for example, when a teacher's saying to a young person, look at me when I'm talking to you, and that young person's from Jamaica or the Caribbean, we're like, we don't do that in our culture because we don't look at adults in the eye when we're being chastised. So we don't do that. So you need to understand that. And they're like, oh, right. So they're actually being respectful. And that can change the dynamic in the relationships in classrooms. So that's a lot of the work that we do. We've got a community center, which we've just newly opened, doing really well in our own community. That's where I grew up, in my own housing estate, or you guys call them housing projects. And we're just
where is it? That's in South London, you said?
Yeah, South London. So in Peckham, Camberwell, and Brixton. So I know everybody knows Brixton. So
where's Brixton? Where's Pimlico and those places?
That's near Brixton. That's southwest. So that's not far. You know it?
When I was there in 2020, I was supposed to go somewhere and I got off at Pimlico. I'm like, what? This is not the place. I should have been in Brixton maybe, or somewhere around. Yes.
On the same line. It's the same line. So yeah. So that's my area. That's where I grew up, Southeast London, and do a lot of work in and around that area, and Croydon as well, where there's a large Caribbean demographic too.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. So, do you think that whenever teachers and other public officials become aware of certain characteristics of a community, do you believe that makes the interaction between these people and the young people a better one?
Yeah, it can do for those that want to take it on board, but some people are very set in their ways. And one of the things I say about education is that when I go into schools, my problem is never with the young people, it's with the adults. Because the adults are set in their ways. The young people, when you give them time, you give them respect, and you give them that love, they will respond to that. But a lot of adults don't really understand that they need to respect young people. They need to apologize when they're wrong. They need to be accountable for their own actions, and they need to show love. And a lot of people shouldn't be in education because they're not fit for it, and they shouldn't be in it because you've got a fixed mindset rather than a growth mindset. And if you're going to be in education, you've got to have a growth mindset. You've got to look at things from more than one angle. And a lot of people in education just don't do that. So it does help, and that's what we're trying to do, is just challenge people and challenge authority in the right way, but get young people to be a part of that process.
And how are the kids, or the kids receiving all of this?
You know what? We've had a really high success rate with what we've done with Mentivity. We've got a lot of ambassadors and young people doing great things that we worked with over the last 6 years. We've worked with well over 12,000 young people probably in that time, well over that. And we've really impacted, I would say, 50% of those young people to go on and actually follow their passions and their dreams. So that's the power of giving your time to young people, but also provide, pathways, into employment, further education and training, and also those that are lucky enough to follow their passions and reach their dreams. So that's what we're all about, because that's what I did as a young man. I used football to get to where I wanted to, and I played professionally, and that helped me on my journey of life. And that's why I ended up going back into education, because I was so passionate about young people. Because when my career ended, I started coaching, and I realized how integral my presence was for young black boys in my community. And because they didn't see people like me, they didn't see people that were successfully carving out a career in coaching, in education as a black man. They didn't see that often. So I was an anomaly. I wasn't, the norm. And it's important that we have more black men, especially in education, supporting our black women. We've been holding the fort for how many decades now? We've got to do more. And I know you're an educator yourself, so respect to you.
Yes, I appreciate that. And what are some of the, so Mentivity, it only operates in, where do you operate? Is it only in the UK?
So at the moment, it's only in the UK. We've done some relief projects in Kenya and Uganda, so just short-term relief projects. We've done some work in Barbados as well. But really, it's London and Brighton, so near the coast, because Brighton has a mixed heritage, demographic, which needs a lot of support, and they're further behind us in that kind of work. So we've gone there with our method and our theory of change, and really had a great impact down there by the coast. And they've got major issues with drugs as well, and county lines, and violence. And they call it serious youth violence here, but it's violence because young people learn this from adults and the environments that they're in. So that's what we're trying to counteract.
Oh wow, 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 wow. So yes, because a lot of times we tend to blame young people for the things that they do as if it didn't come from somewhere. It did come from somewhere, right? And what do you have to? A lot of people, when they think of mentorship programs, they believe that they have to have everything going right in their lives to mentor someone, and it has to be in an official capacity. What are some of the people? What are things that we can do to mentor? Or does it take a perfect adult to mentor someone?
Never. No, I'm not perfect by any means. I'm still working on myself. I'm still trying to figure out life at the age of 39. And I openly tell young people that, you know, I haven't got it right in everything that I've done. And all the mistakes that I've made is maybe the person I am today. It's just how you respond from those mistakes. And I think some young people are so scared of making mistakes because it can be, for some of them, the end of their life in terms of the decisions that they make or don't make. But you don't have to be perfect to be a mentor. It's about learning as you go along and working in collaboration, because I learn a lot from young people. And that's why I love working with young people, because I'm consistently being challenged and outside my comfort zone and learning so much from them. So I would say that if you're interested in mentoring, just spending time with other people's children who allow you to do so, of course.
Yes.
But then you will get that experience. And it's taken me a long time to get to this point, 23 years of working with young people, which has allowed me to be, a much better parent and a much better person, because young people at heart, they're just fantastic. They're amazing, people. And if we follow young people and allow them to lead in collaboration with ourselves, like you said, we can make a real difference, and we've got to empower them. We have to empower them.
Awesome. And how many kids do you have?
Just the one. He'll be 16 in July.
So
16.
So sometimes he want play tackling a football. Does he try to check out your skills sometimes?
You know what? He's better than me. He's trying to play professionally. He's going through his exams in a couple of months as well. So he'll be leaving school, and he's trying to reach his goal of playing professionally, and which I know he will do. So it's allowed me to support him in a much more holistic way. And something I'm really, an advocate for is mental health, and something that we talk about in terms of our open sessions, our group work sessions that we do with young boys, and talking about your feelings and emotions, and just showcasing it's okay to be vulnerable around the right people. So that's something that I really kind of communicate with my son, and he's already a better man and person than I was at that age, and I'm just really excited to see his journey.
Wow. And I want to talk to you. We have a little bit more time to talk about it. I want to talk to you about Melissa Lucio. I see that you were talking about her. She, for the guys who don't know, I think she was charged for killing her child, right? But she did not do it. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and why do cases like these matter to you?
Yeah, I came across it yesterday, actually, via the Innocence Project. Her child fell down the stairs in a tragic accident. And she was interrogated for over 6 hours by police officers until they basically forced a confession out of her, under duress, which happens a lot with officers. They're just like dogs with bones. They just want to convict somebody. And she's on death row, and she shouldn't be. So I looked at the page, and I, signed the petition and shared it on Twitter. But I think we've got to understand that we're all being oppressed in different ways. And if we all have a personal connection to that oppression, and we can do something collectively, then we can showcase to these people, these imperialists, really, that we're not gonna stand for it. And there's power in collectivism, and we really need to come together, because what's going on in the world right now, there's a lot of injustice, and a lot of us are feeling the pressure, and we need to come together, man.
Awesome. And Sis, can you tell people where to find you on social media or anywhere?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Sace Holmes Lewis. You can also find me on Twitter at S Holmes Lewis. Mentivity is also on Instagram at Mentivity, and also Twitter and TikTok. But yeah, you can also find me at sacehomesLewis.com and also mentivity.com as well. So yeah, check us out and give us your support. Anything that we can do to support, the diaspora across the world, we can do, we'd love to do, but it's all about sharing best practice. So I'm here for my people, man.
Yes, and I'm guys, and I'm looking forward to do some more work with you, sir. And of course, I'll have those videos of those so you guys can find out, because that is something I'm very passionate about also. So whenever we collaborate in any way, I'll make sure that you guys see the videos to know where to find him. You guys know where to find me already. It's okay. And I just want to thank you so much for. I know you're a busy man, and I want to thank you so much for being a part and blessing us today to talk about these important things.
Likewise, King. Thank you for reaching out.
All right. Good night. Is it night? What time is it now?
Yeah, it's 11:29. So
okay, so bedtime. All right, bedtime. All right. Thank you so much, Sace, and have a wonderful night. All right.
You too. Respect.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Respect. Bye. That was Mr. Sace Holmes Lewis. You see, I like to see positive people like this from the diaspora doing great things. This started sometimes an encounter with the cops can change how you see life, you know. So make sure I'm gonna tag him in my posts, you know, after the show, so you can see where you can contact him and how you yourself can possibly become a mentor for someone. Okay.
Welcome from Jamaica in a little tin called tasty cheese. And the old to the young, them love that cheese, yeah. In a little tin called tasty cheese. Can't stay home if me not have tasty cheese. Can't hold a vibe if me not have tasty cheese. Easter I come me have to have tasty cheese. Family I link up me have to have tasty cheese.
Oh yeah, all a little vibe with the sound, a little vibe, all a little vibe and thing, yeah.
All our vibes with the family this Easter with tasty cheese.
Your daily habits can make or break you. And the best way to have healthy habits is with intent. More Fire is the herbal tea and smoke blend provider ready to fit into your routine. More Fire creates signature blends of powerful teas and natural smoking herbs that aid in healing and nourishing the body day after day. Ditch your unhealthy habits and become a better you with More Fire. More Fire. Enhance your daily ritual with intent.
Let me make love to you like it's the last time, baby. Make love to you like it's the last time. Let me make love to you. Make love to you. Make love to you. Let me make love. Have you ever been in love with someone?
So I am going to share with you guys just a few of the songs off my list from the people I've interviewed. I've interviewed a lot of up-and-coming acts. DJ Sheem, Yaksta, Nix Taylor, Bella Blair, Joby J, of course, and I'm gonna and this is Ismaili. She's a Haitian singer. She's beautiful singer, and so I'm gonna have actually a forum with all these acts one day, talk about development of music in the Caribbean and all this stuff. But I have a song here for you. Whenever we think about for those of the people who smoke and blaze, right? When we think of blazing song, we kind of think of men, and when we think of songs about blazing, they can have a certain vibe. But this song, Bella Blair, big up yourself if you know Bella Blair, one of my favorite up-and-coming acts in Jamaica, of course, in music period. Bella Blair has a song called Gimme a Light, and I don't smoke anymore, but when I used to, this would have been a wonderful song. But if you're a person who is into the vibe and you want to create a vibe for that type of vibe, you should check out this song. It's called Gimme a Light by Bella Blair.
Give me
Hold on, don't hear me say. Me have to take it over again. That song is in a different level. I'm matter of fact, next time I take a look at one, you understand? Me have to play this song. I love to see our Caribbean women making it, taking the music to a next level. I love her vibe so much. Me talk about Joby J, me talk about oh my god. She's the person song who split Bella Blair, me talk about Nick Taylor all the time, but I love to see the direction in which the music is going, and I'm gonna have to play this song over again. Listen, man, listen to the vibe. It starts off nice and it just take time and just build up, okay? One more time. This is Give Me a Light from Bella Blair. All right.
My Rizla or my Kachi, any with the fire that I will bunny. High grade, but it ain't secondary. Highway pass up shell, call me a graduate. Weed, I study it, got diploma, master's degrees in it. What is life without weed, no fun in it? What's the song without me, a potential hit? Thinking on my brain, I make it run with L. Second on my vibes, get thumped, blaze. Medulla get slapped with spit fire up on the track like a dragon yet. Blow up on the kitchen and make it higher. Steam in the coming, never get tired. Go out while I'm ready with this week, yeah. When I load it up, give me a light. Give me a light. Give me a light. When I load it up, give me a light. Give me
Yes, you, Bella Blair.
a light. When I load it up, tryna play cool, but under my shades, everything is a haze. Got my eyes well read up. I feel stay calm now, sound not allowed.
Many really blaze again now, but if I were to blaze again, I would have to listen to this tune. Check out Give Me a Light from Bella Blair, our biggest tune right now. Any you want to get in the mood for blaze and just feel nice and you understand? Give Me a Light, Bella Blair. Hey.
Bring that to me. I tell just like seaweed, fresh out the grand bag just like you. Love the green, so we stay grinding. Love the trees, so when I stop climbing, I sit touch, I make my blast it off, and then I'm leaving that just like a national. Give me a light, give me a light, give me a light. When I load it up, give me a light, give me a light, give me a light. Oh. Friends on the end, so we wanna go with friends till the end. We're wanting all our systems. Goodbye, all a good reasoning.
All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the Raúl Blaze Show with me, your host, Raúl Blaze. Of course, I want you guys to give me a call right now. Listen, I'm going to give away some data plans for you on YouTube right now. Call me. The number is coming up on the screen. Just call me, and I spoke about 5 things today. I spoke about 1, big up Edwin Allen and KC for winning boys and girls champs. I'll talk about Will Smith time. He got 10 years ban for, giving a Chris Rock special. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. and also I spoke about the Jamaican, some of the kids in Jamaica who having edibles, taking edibles to school, and the fact that they're gonna take maybe more metal detectors to school because of the fight them were going. Oh yes, and in Franklin Town, I believe like 12 people got injured because somebody chose to spray up the party. So if you can call me right now, 954-289-8589, 954-289-8589, extension 203. Or if you're there Jamaica, you want to call me now, 954-621-3660, 954-621-3660. Just call me and talk about any of these, and you automatically get back the plan where you call on. Simple. So if you call me now to talk about any of these, you win a data plan. Well, if you live a foreign, the data plan where you win, you can give to somebody a yard, because people at Caribbean country always need data or credit or plan, you understand? So no matter where you are from right now, if you're from somewhere where digital operates, call me right now. If you're foreign, win the plan and send it back a yard. But if you live a yard, take the plan for yourself. Call me now. The issues Talk to me about Will Smith. Talk to me about Boys and Girls Champ. Talk to me about the Spur one. Talk to me about the edibles. Talk to me about music. Anything you want to talk about in that 5 category. But if you have something special, a special big up, call me right now. And you can automatically win yourself a data plan. Come on, man. You understand? Like when I was young, listening to radio, you know, I wish it was able for me to win things so easily. So now all you have to do is call and win. Simple like that. Have a conversation. I don't like talking to myself, of course. It may seem so, but I don't like it. All right? So call right now. If you're here in North America, 954-289-8589, extension 203. Or if you're in Jamaica or in the islands, call 954-621-3660. We're talking about music. We're talking about Will Smith. We're talking about Boys Champs. We're talking about edibles. Any of these, just give me a shout right now and you automatically win that data plan, okay? Now, I'm going to share with another. You see, I have a lot of new artists, you know. Well, not new, up and coming. I want to share with you. Now, this one is, I'm going to go to Joby J right now, you know. Yeah, great interview. Thank you so much, you know. Thanks for watching the interview. Mr. Says Holmes Lewis is a brilliant activist, and I'm glad I'm honored to speak with people like those, because that is the direction that we should be moving, you know. We should be trying to find ways to solve the problems. He said something that on the whenever there is an interaction, or for example, there's a George Floyd or there's a Breonna Taylor, we all get excited and act. But he said we should not rest. We should always be acting. And that goes with my point today. We can't wait until when something go on a yard, we kind of say, okay, somebody dead and crime bad, and pray. We have to pray for so and so, and Lord help us, and then we'll move on to the next big crime again, or till the next one, someone expecting it at school or fight. We have to attack these things from initial process, you understand? And we have to keep the pressure on. We must always find ways to solve problems and not just talk about them when they appear. They won't disappear because we don't see them. Them are bubble up somewhere, but we can stop the bubbling somewhere at all, you understand? There's some place where we can stop something from happening. We don't know that we are stopping something, but by having mentorship programs, by allowing kids to express themselves, by allowing community spaces where people feel free to speak their mind and get involved in activism and arts and sports. These are ways to prevent certain problems in the future. So I do not want to be talking to deaf ears. I want you, if you're listening to me and you are interested in seeing things better for your community or your country, you have to get involved. You have to push these matters. You have to try to solve things before they become something, okay? Let me go to this one by Joby J, and it's called Headache, all right? So I'm playing these songs. You can call me and give me a feedback on these songs. Anything. You understand? Don't let these plans go to waste. 954-289-8589, extension 203. 954-289-8589, extension 203. And if you're in Jamaica or in the islands, 954-621-3660. Don't be shy. You can call and express your opinion. This is a free space. It's a space for development. It's a space for ideas to flourish. It's a space for positivity. It's a space for interaction. So please call now and let us talk about anything that's on your mind. What's on your mind right now? Tell me what's upon your mind. All right?
You alone, be a feature. Me no want fight. Just need you in my life. Me no want fight. Just need you in my life. Headache, why you giving me a headache? All I wanted from you was for you to communicate.
This song is called Headache by Joby J. Make sure, if you do not know who Joby J is, make sure you find out Joby J right now. We have to support our artists before them big. We have this thing where we only support our people whenever they make it out there. No, make them dance, y'all. While them a dance, y'all, clap them. So when them dance a yard, don't wait until them dance a yard and say, oh, them belong here. Clap them from them young. I try dance and, so you can push them further on, okay? Headache by Joby.
Me no expect it to be perfect. I just want it to be worth it. And I know I'm not perfect. We just need to be honest. Patient. Can't you see I'm being patient? Baby, please don't leave me hanging. I wanna know if you're all in. Headache. Why you giving me a headache? All I wanted from you.
The phone lines are open, guys. Remember to call 954-289-8589. 954-289-8589, extension 203. Of course, you can call us also at 954-621-3660. 954-621-3660. That's the WhatsApp number. So call us and let's talk about the issues. You automatically win a data plan just for calling. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, But call when we come back from the break, okay? Because we're going to go on a quick break right now. But stay tuned for the final 15 minutes of the Raúl Blaze Show. I want to thank all of you who have stayed with me thus far. And please stay with me till the end.
Welcome from Jamaica in a little tin car, tasty cheese. And the old to the young, them love that cheese, yeah. In a little tin car, tasty cheese. Can't stay home if we not have tasty cheese. Can't hold a vibe if we not have tasty cheese. Easter I come me have to have tasty cheese. Family I link up me have to have tasty cheese.
Oh yeah, all a little vibe with the sound, a little vibe, all a little vibe and thing, yeah.
All our vibes with the family this Easter with tasty cheese.
Western Union is here for you. Available 24/7 every day. The Western Union app and the websites gives you the option of sending money from the comfort of your home straight to your loved one. With Western Union, you can send money to banks in Jamaica, including Jamaica National, JMMB, Scotiabank, NCB, First Global Bank, and more. Tell your receiver in Jamaica to register their bank account by visiting www.gkmsonline.com or their nearest Western Union location and receive funds directly into their bank accounts. Get fast and convenient service when you download the Western Union mobile app or go online at wu.com. For more information, visit wu.com or call 305-608-6325. Services may be provided by Western Union Financial Service Inc., NMLS number 906983, or Western Union International Services, LLC, NMLS number 906985, which are licensed as money transmitters by the New York State Department of Financial Services. See terms and conditions for details.
Me no want fight. Just need you in my life. Me no want fight. Shadow.
So this song is when Dovey Magnum was on my page the other day. Well, not on my page, sorry. When she was on my show the other day, she kind of gave us a sneak peek of some of her songs, and this one called let me see if this is Polygamy. Let me see before me don't introduce the wrong song, This should be Polygamy, Polygamy by Dovey Magnum and Black Shadow. Guys, if you're here right now on Instagram, please go over to the YouTube. If you're here on Instagram right now, go to YouTube. If you're here on Instagram, click the link in my bio and move on to YouTube. Of course, while I ask you guys to call and talk about, mentoring and any of the other topics, I want you to also help me in celebrating the women in business, because women cannot get a fight out in the music industry, in the music business. No, that's already. So yes, but please call at least one on can call 954-289-858 954-289-8589 extension 203 954-289-8589 extension 203. Big up YouTube, no say a word. If you're from the islands, you can call +1 954-621-3660 954-621-3660. We're talking about mentorship, how we can direct our future in the right direction. Hey, that's so nice, because there are so many ways we can be mentors, whether officially or unofficially. There's so many things that we can do to solve the problems of the future in a certain way. We can always motivate people to do better, because when you're an adult, you've seen the road that you could have taken, or the road that you took and where it brought you, and how you learned from that. And these stories can be shared with people, with young people, because young people, we see ourselves in young people, and young people see themselves in us. They see, I want to be like that when I grow up, and we should all try to be positive role models for our people, or young people. So yes, the numbers again to call: 954-289-8589, 954-289-8589, extension 203. We have about 10 minutes left. You can call and we can talk about the 5 blazing news headlines. Remember, champs, we spoke about the edibles, we spoke about the metal detectors, we spoke about the sentence for the 10-year ban for Will Smith for the incident, and we also spoke about the explosion in the 34th Street in New York. So you can call and give me your opinions and your thoughts and concerns on any of these things. And of course, if you just want to talk about your experience with mentorship, or how you believe that what is your solution to preventing some of the problems we have in society today, you can also give me that. So again, I'm going to give the number the last time: 954-289-8589, 954-289-8589, extension 203. Or if you're calling from the islands, you can call +1 954-621-3660, 954-621-3660. And of course, guess what? We are going to give you some data plan just for calling. If you're on Instagram right now, I'm asking you to just click out now and go on I'm going to cut off for a second. So I want you to go on the link in my bio to join me over on YouTube, okay? Yes, I would love that so much, okay? Yes, you are here on the Raúl Blaze show. And of course, we're talking about mentorship, right? Mentoring. And there are so many ways. We can be mentors. We don't even have to be. We don't even have to be perfect. Our guest said you don't have to be perfect to be a mentor. You can see yourself in a young person and see the need to be a mentor. Because young people, they see themselves in adults too. But we cannot just wait until things happen, then we try to solve issues from the top. We have to solve issues from the bottom, you understand? We can know our kids who are at risk, and we can steer them the other way. Most kids just want some attention. When children act out attention, they want, they might go through something because we were taught to be seen and not heard. Young people don't know to express themselves articulately when it comes to their emotions and feelings. So we have to be there for them. Create emotional spaces, free emotional spaces, free of judgment for young people. We can't just wait until things happen. Then yes. I'm listening back to myself here, guys. You don't have to wait until something happened, then you try to solve the problem. Try to solve the problem from the get-go. And that's what we are saying. You do not have to be perfect to be a mentor. You can, as I said, if you, in your own way, you grew up in a community and you became a successful, you can do here, or you can do barbering or something. You can go back into your community and that could be your way of mentoring. Show them ways out, because not every child was meant to be an academic, You understand? Even though I was relatively good in school, I don't think academic was my route. I was more of a sports / performing arts type of person. But you had to just go into one direction. Everybody want them pitting fit on lawyer, doctor, Indian chief, and them something there. But there are other ways, And kids act out when they believe that their voices aren't being listened to. So whether you go in your area and try to find out if there are mentorship programs there, if you want to start your own, if you want to contact the government to see how you can be a mentor, it's up to you. It's not only private sectors and the government. You as an individual can start something, because we know what the problems are. And we are very quick. To point out the problems, but very few of us are willing to put our time into giving the solutions. Again, the last time, I said that was the last time, but I'm going to give the numbers again. 954-289-8589, 954-289-8589, extension 203. Or call us at 954-621-3660, 954-621-3660. If you're calling us from WhatsApp, tell us your mentorship story. Tell us what you believe are some of the solutions to the problems we face now and how we can address them from youth. Tell us about Boys Champs. Tell us about Will Smith, any of the Blazing News headlines we had today. And just by calling, you automatically win yourself a digital data plan. Me can't believe me I go come out, me sure I got done. And now go with all of this data plan because people too shy for calling. Come on, man, do better than this. And if me did do one video in that comment, one bag of comment, actually I win. A matter of fact, if you no call, no win more, because whatever you use and call, or no get a plan with value more than that. But I'm not shy. I'm gonna walk with you step by step. I'll be here to mentor you guys. Okay, I'll be here to mentor you guys. So this was one of my other guests. Her name was Nix Taylor, and this is her song called Love Lost. Yes, sir. I'm allowing you to to discover new acts today. All right.
Everyone said we were perfect in love, but every day we disagree. Baby, we're just being mean together, but they don't know about us. Every day they saying that we'll be together forever, but that's way too long. So I hope for your sake this will all work out, but they they don't know that our love will never grow. It's just too slow. Love sees me so. But they don't know. They only see the outside. They never see the core. You never took time to see.
Yes, that is Nix Taylor, Love Lost. You see the different sounds we hear coming out, So we have to make sure that we give these people. We have to try to diversify our music palettes. And whenever we hear new people, we have to try to give them a chance, because if this, like, I'm not gonna compare, but this would, some of us would be listening to a Summer Walker singing this song, or what's the name again? SZA. So we have that same kind of talent here. Big up to Yard Talk UK. Thank you so much for joining me now in the latter part of the show. Big up to all my YouTube fans who are here and followers and watchers, whatever you call yourself. Thank you so much. And big up to all the on the app. You weren't so active today. So, but thank you so much if you're listening me, no matter where you are. Thank you so much for joining me on another wonderful episode of the Raúl Blaze Show. I want to thank my guest, Says Holmes Lewis, who is the CEO of Mentivity, Mentoring Activity, speaker and activist. And he spoke to us about mentoring, something that all of us can do. We all can mentor in our own way. And I just long for the day when we have solution-based conversations like this. I want us to be able I want us to be able to talk more about solutions than be shocked or are anxious whenever something happens, because we all the problems of the world, it's in us to solve. And when it comes to crime and violence or any sort of, any kind of those activities, we can all solve for somewhere. But if we keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and talk about it when it appears, it's not gonna go away, And apart from just trying to solve crime and violence of the future, it's just important to have a safe space for young people to express themselves physically and emotionally, psychologically, because we are all human beings with emotions, and we have a culture of saying that children should be seen and not heard. But if they don't speak these emotions, where are they gonna go? They bottle up inside them and then go find somewhere where they find something else to invest that emotion in, and usually it's not something good. So I just encourage all of you here now listening. Thank you for joining me. And of course, I want you to find a way to see how you can help any sort of community organization. If you can form one yourself, you can reach out to a private sector, public sector, and see how you can be participative in your community in helping to steer the future in the right direction. I'm Raúl Blaze. This is the Raúl Blaze Show on Streaming Hub Radio. I'm on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're on here right now, please make sure you subscribe. The link is in my bio. Like and subscribe. And yes, we hope to see you tomorrow. And my wonderful lady, Miss DJ Mecca Rose, you're going to be on next, right? She's going to show you how to spin, all right? So thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.
In a little tin called tasty cheese, and the old to the young, them love that cheese, yeah. In a little tin called tasty cheese. Can't stay home if me not have tasty cheese. Can't hold a body if me not have tasty cheese. Easter I come me have to have tasty cheese. Family a link up me have to have tasty cheese.
Oh yeah, wanna lick a vibe with the sound, wanna lick a vibe, wanna lick a vibe and thing, yeah.
We'll have vibes with the family this Easter with tasty cheese.
Your daily habits can make or break you. And the best way to have healthy habits is with intent. More Fire is the herbal tea and smoke blend provider ready to fit into your routine. More Fire creates signature blends of powerful teas and natural smoking herbs that aid in healing and nourishing the body day after day. Ditch your unhealthy habits and become a better you with More Fire. More Fire. Enhance your daily ritual with intent.
Download Streaming Hub Radio app from your Apple Store, Google Play Store, and party with the baddest DJ. Streaming Hub Radio, your number one online radio station in Florida, playing the hottest music selection from hip-hop, R&B, soul, pop, reggae, dancehall, Afrobeat, soca, and more. And also visit our website at www.streaminghubbradio.com or www.DIHUBBMediaGroup.com for the latest entertainment news, artist interviews, news from the Caribbean and around the world. Download Streaming Hub Radio app today and keep it locked to the hub.
Nowhere else you'll find this kind of vibe. Send a top-up or plan to your loved ones in the Caribbean with Digicel International. For limited time, use code HUBBRadio22 and get a $10 Amazon card. Remember, to send a top-up or plan, go to www.digicelinternational.com or download the Digicel International app. Digicel, the bigger data network.
You want to learn how your music can make you more money.
Money.
Let's go. Songvest is the leading marketplace for buying, selling, and advancing music royalties. If you're a recording artist, music producer, writer, recording label, or any music rights owner, we can provide options for catalog sales or advances with the lowest rates in the industry. Keep your copyright. Get funds now. Contact us for a custom proposal at songvest.com/radio. Songvest can quickly analyze royalty statements from any pro, distributor, publisher, or label and provide a custom proposal. Our unique auction process ensures that you get the highest value for your royalty stream. The Songvest team has been helping music royalty owners for more than 10 years. Public auctions or private sales are available, and you keep your copyright. Learn more at songvest.com/radio or email info@songvest.com.
We ain't gotta be famous, gonna be somebody living in fortune. Don't worry about money, treat it